Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for January. I want to say 14th. Yes, 14th. When did you know it? 14th, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, it could be extremely relevant or horribly irrelevant. It could just be fun. I don't know. So this is a general collective reading. Never force these bad boys to fit your life. If it does not fit, just let it go. Let it go about your day. But if this does resonate, I hope that it's a good message. And if it has challenges, we'll see the why, the what, the where, the how come, and what it's all leading to. So I do an intuitive pull because that's what I do. This is really what we are looking at right here. I can't be upset with this, honestly. I see that you or somebody that you are dealing with are incredibly afraid of change. How could you not be? With everything that has been going on, the chaos has got to stop at some point, and this person or you are freaking out about it. Like, what more has to change? What more has to be done? And what I'm seeing in here is, listen, we're beginning a new cycle. I see that nobody is running anymore. It's not about running anymore. This isn't about trying to outrun yourself. I see that there's a full change taking charge in the situation, the life, the relationship. Ooh. So it looks like moving on from broken promises of the past. I think that there's been a lot of broken promises in their life, and I think that this has been a constant struggle for them. I do feel like they are hanging on to an old situation that they are finally now able to allow themselves to heal from, to move on from. And it's been a journey. It's going to continue to be a journey. I think they're really afraid of letting this aspect of their story go. But it leads to the Six of Wands. There's a lot of wands in this, so fiery energy coming in. Oh wait, that would be air, wouldn't it? But anyway, so a lot of those two elements I'm really feeling in this. We have divine intervention, whether anyone likes it or not. And I see whoever this is about, who's now ready to let go of this part of their story, I see them as actually being incredibly solid. So it's leading to a 6, which is intimate circles. It's all relationship based. It doesn't have to be romantic. I just need you to know that this could be family, it could be friends, it could be lovers, it could be any dynamic of relationship playing out in your life. But somebody, either you or who you're connected to, it's really keeping themselves stagnant in the repetitive kind of relationships in their life and repeating cycles in their life. By holding on to this old storyline. Now, this may be something as extreme as crazy abuse, or it could just be, something as small as, hey, I'm looking for, what have you. Divine intervention is going to knock this old storyline out, and I think that they are really ready to charge on ahead. Something that feels very playful. I do feel like this divine intervention is giving a sense of recharge as far as their playfulness goes. You or this person might have a history of being far too serious, far too stoic. Now, I think that these are appropriate things to actually keep in our personality and utilize them at the correct times, but I don't think that this person truly let themselves be childish again. And this, whatever is intervening, whatever is doing this divine spark into the correct direction for them, or the expanding direction with them, this is going to get this childlike nature back. So I'm being pulled to the wisdom of the oracle. We have the not for you. Now, I really see this as them looking at their own life, their own story, what they have clung on to as not really being for them anymore. Listen, you can keep hurting yourself like this, or you can actually see yourself as being able to, see that this is not for you. You are not the same person. You're not in the same mindset. This is a story aspect that has come to a close. It can't move forward. There's nothing more to be added to it. So I see that they are moving on from what has not made them happy. There's a key to their happiness that is being unlocked right now, and they are actually really coming together with an energy that is teaching them to be flexible and is giving them the energy to go ahead. And it's honestly, I think, taking the anxiety out of their life after what seems to be nonstop pain. And what really sucks, and I hate this, is even these upsets, even these tribulations in life are weirdly blessings in disguise, and I hate it so much. I really can't tell you how much I hate it. I don't want to be that person. What is with my flyaway hairs? Good God, my Irish curls are coming out right now. Are you enjoying it? Okay. So, Spirit, the bottom of the deck of this is time to go. So I was looking at the daily guidance from the angels. Everything says it's time to move on. It's time to move on from this past storyline. It's painful, but it's still time to move on. So this is involving relationships. I'm going to read these to you. Okay. Rewards, being helped, fresh air, and then we have family. Okay, these are all the outliers in here. This situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member. We can help you understand and heal in your mind and in your heart. Surround this person, yourself, and the experience with the calm blue light. You know, the throat chakra. How many of you have been clearing your throats lately? How many of you have been having respiratory infections? All right, so calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. Do you even know what it's like to experience just pure bliss and happiness and complete peace, or have you always been waiting for something to come around the bend? Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today as near to Mother Nature's cradle as possible. Open your curtains and allow the windows to refresh in your home as well. Well, that's fine and dandy. I could open this, but I'm also in the dead of winter and it is windy. And while it's still this, Powerball numbers throwing out temperature, I don't really feel like it's time to open up the windows. So you watching this person, as long as it's okay temperature and nobody's gonna get hurt or cold, go ahead, crack the window. You need to get the blood pumping. This is saying we need to air some things out. First and foremost, your environment, because this is kind of a representative of the work that's going on inside of you. Reward yourself. Treat yourself. Okay, you've been giving a lot of yourself lately. Don't even tell me that's wrong. I know that is so right, especially with you. And let it be time to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. Not just a power nap. Knock it off. Actually reward yourself. All right, the balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistent high level. We're not talking false positivity where everything is glitz, glamour, rainbows, butterflies, unicorns, Facebook posts. We're not doing that. This is really about acknowledging how much you have put in to the work, to yourself, to getting over something, and actually give yourself some props for it. So be honest with yourself about how you're feeling, and this is also involving a relationship and time to move on. Now, it's always the most important relationship with yourself in source and spirit, yourself with those who you keep around you, and that flows obviously into the other areas such as friendship, family, and love. What are you looking at? What are you looking for? Is this fulfilling to you? And also, if you hear that ding in the background, first, yes, I'm cooking. And second off, that might be validation for what is going on here. Look into your heart and you will know the truth of this situation. It is safe to admit the truth to yourself. We will support and guide you through the necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires and they will come to you upon angel wings. Oops. A Freudian slip is showing for somebody. No, it's not a deflection. Maybe it's a deflection. I don't know. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel yourself and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. You're really working on what is truly driving you and what's important to you. Your priorities have gone through this ginormous transmutation, one that is clearly undeniable. So what this is saying right now is, listen, we need to look at what has evolved in your relationships, what in you through experience and circumstances has evolved in your desire in relationships, what you desire for yourselves, and see how different that is than the previous years. See what you have outgrown, because it is time to go, time to move on, time to allow yourselves the grace of growth. Now, this could be a relationship with career for some of you. Some of you may have been doing careers that you've been doing for decades, and suddenly it's just not there anymore, and your desire is laying elsewhere. It's time to implement these changes into your life. The sun sets and rises each day, and it is the same with the avenues of your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life, and know that the sun will rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. I think that that is so incredibly true and relevant for collective readings, personal readings that have been going on. You very well be, and may well be, ending a very important cycle in your life that I think has it's been a very long cycle. I think that's probably one of the troubles and fears with letting it go, is because it has been such a part of your identity to move on from this. What are you outside of this? Same goes with religion. If you have a change of faith, because that happens, believe it or not, what are you in this new faith? What are you if you let go of your old way of thinking? What are you? It's a time of acknowledgement. So workshops and seminars, you're going to learn today. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning, and you are going to definitely be learning right now as we speak this new way of being. And this is going to be something that, you're probably going to talk about. What's this? Clear yourself. So ask the angels to release any toxic energies you may have absorbed. You, me, anything. It is so easy to absorb, because how can you not? Like, we have the God box. Any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper, we'll write them on a piece of paper and put them into a special container called the God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. You know, you affect everything that you are around, whether you realize it or not. Through all of these senses, you are making a drastic change. You leave an impression on everything, but also in that same breath, whatever you are around leaves an impression on you. Is the point of reflection of opposing forces. So this is saying, what have you absorbed through time, through experiences, through relationships? And we're talking toxic aspects right now. So, you know, we all have the possibility to have these toxic absorptions in ourselves that we sometimes reflect onto others. Just being around it, it becomes part of our experience. It becomes part of our environment. It becomes part of our very healthy anger and actions, or even our passions. It gets involved into everything. What do you think through the time you have absorbed in yourself, and that has become part of your experience, that really helped you at a time, but now isn't going to be helping anything, and probably has long outgrown you, that you need to acknowledge and let go? For some of you, that might be rage. For some of you, that might be a longing. For some of you, that might be that job. It's all going to matter very specifically, different and specific for you. So we leave all of those cares and those worries and those apprehensions in the God box, because there is no room for doubt right now. You can face your doubt, talk it down. You can face your ambitions and ride it out. All right, Spirit, what I'm getting pulled to, no, I'm not getting pulled to angels. Okay. What do you need to watch out for with this? You need to watch out for people who are feeling very similar to past experiences that are actually coming in as a test. This is really a test to acknowledge to you how much you've changed and evolved. These people are going to come in out of nowhere, and it feels like it's going to come in to offer you a sense of familiarity that is actually more like a trap. And you know, in some readings, I say you'll know it by the way that it feels. It feels like a familiar stranger. That's not the same thing of what I'm talking here. What I'm seeing in this is the repetitive patterns of toxic relationships, whatever the connection is in your life, showing up with something that is giving you that familiar hint of anxiety that you are not to go towards. You'll know it by the way that it feels. It's not the butterflies in the stomach. If it's not giving you a sense of calm and reassurance and progressive moving forward, but it's still familiar and it's giving you the sense of, oh God, why? Understand that for what it is. If it's giving you that familiar sense of apprehension, please stay away from it. That is the test, and it's going to show up for you in various ways. And you don't need to keep learning these painful lessons. So, my dear, let's see. If you follow this advice, what do you get to look forward to? A really hard truth about yourself, and it has a lot of masculine qualities about it. It seems to be what you have to look forward to is how you've been overprotective of yourself and how you've had a really hard time being vulnerable and open, and these shortcomings in what you perceive to be as shortcomings in your life. So this, seeing how hard it is for you to open up around these particular energies, the anxious ones, and how this is something that you know by the way that has triggered you, it has rocked your security and your heart. And I do see you putting the focus on what these familiar tests are, but you're not quite ready to see the Two of Cups behind you with it. The Two of Cups is ready once you let go of this past. So then we have seeing the lies and deceptions for what they are and putting the squash on them. I do feel like this is people who really remind you of these past situations, or it actually might be the person coming back. I see a new investment being put in, and this is going to be something that is going to help you find balance, but it's also going to be you juggling a lot. This is your balance. This is your equilibrium. We have the justice scales. We have karmic lessons being played out and no longer relevant. Let's see. This, once you start finding your balance and juggling these things, I see you actually putting a lot of energy and moving forward and closing out this very painful cycle and coming in very fast, sweeping energy. That in itself is going to cause you to be really direct. You might even feel curt or assertive with this. That is going to cause stress. Now, you're going to feel like you are just as toxic as the person that you are leaving behind. But the thing is, you have been so docile with it in the past and you've acknowledged this change, which is why it's no longer relevant in your life. You are going to swing to the opposite end. And you actually might take on some what you perceive to be toxic traits, is because you don't want to be overruled again. You don't want to be intimidated again. And you're going to learn to stand your ground, and you're going to come in with a very blunt force with it. So after the dust settles and you find your balance, let's see. We have you and really standing up for your true authentic self. And we see the learning how to be vulnerable and know that you are going to be taken care of and protected. I see you rejecting a lot of one-sided relationships in your life and actively choosing one that gives you a sense of willpower, a sense of balance, and one that is very close and earthy to you. This earthy is more like grounding, but then let's see what happens. You're getting over your fear of abandonment because your assertiveness is not going to be seen as an attack. There's no problem that needs to be worked out. You're not going to get to the truth of something that doesn't exist. And now I want to take the final cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, I think. Actually, no. Queen of the Moon Oracle. What do you want to tell the collective? The Earth Fairy, physical health, grounding, and foundations. You are going to be setting a very strong foundation. And I also see alchemy, justice, and balance. Balance, balance, foundation. Balance, balance, foundation. You are creating a really strong platform to move forward with. The mystery. I love this. You are going to take a risk on this. And then let's see. I'm really loving these. Accepting help from another and delegating authority. Feelings and emotions are going to be coming up that are really going to get you in touch with yourself. But also, I see the energy with whoever this is involving intermingling. And I feel like there's a one-mindedness that's coming about. So whoever this is, just know that you guys are on the same wavelength. This might be somebody who's helping you, healing you, loving you, all the above. The eagle and the serpent. Spiritual integrity, connection to the angelic realm, and knowledge and healing. I feel like this is it. Last one is the cow. Nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. This is loyalty. It's receiving. It's balance. It's you actually being taken care of. So if this is a job, you're about to be really well taken care of. If this is love, this is your co-pilot. If this is family, get ready for a re-emergence of connection. And if this is friends, just know that you are going to be in sync once again. But you are letting go of all these abusive patterns in your life. This is really intense, but it has a sense of playfulness too. I feel like there's almost a giddiness coming through with you. Man, I pulled a lot of cards today. All right, this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for January 14th, 2022, also timeless. If you do have questions about booking a private session, find the email in the information or on the description, or find me on social platforms and send me a DM. It's been really amazing connecting with all of you, and I really want to just give a thank you to all my new subscribers and followers. It's freaking amazing, and I love you guys. I love that you let me be here and show up with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe, have fun. Bye for now. Well, somebody who has completely lost their heads, who was really just out of their mind, really. Somebody who has in their history of life with you, I know, right? Far-fetched. They're gonna be coming towards you. Somebody has a confession to give you, and it's about what the heck has been going on with them. Listen, they kind of want to have a restart with you. They want to offer you more. They want to offer you anything at all. They really want to show you how much they've grown. And they want to talk about what happened with the past situation. So what I'm seeing here is they were keeping up appearances. They were going through a really hard time. They don't want to have you think that they didn't care, or that they don't care, or that it meant nothing, or that you meant nothing. You really did. They felt controlled by something else, and they couldn't get their head around it at the time. They simply weren't ready, and yes, that actually affected you. And I'm sorry it affected you. And what I'm seeing here is they are ready. They're ready now. They're ready to move on. They're ready to talk to you. They're ready to clear the air on everything and let you know what's really going on with them, who they actually have become. And honestly, I think that they're looking for your acceptance and forgiveness in this, which you don't know. You don't know anymore. You don't know if you can accept this. You don't know if you can accept this person. I don't care about the gender. I don't care about if this is romantic or not. What I'm seeing with this is somebody who really wants to sweep you off your feet. They want a new path with you. They weren't ready in the past, so they would have been completely impulsive, irrational. They would have hurt you anyways. They need you to know that if they tried to force this in the past, they wouldn't have been ready, and you would have gotten much more hurt than you had been. They had not grown. It took a lot for them to get to this point. Again, you don't have to say yes to this person, whatever the dynamic is. But a choice needs to be made, and it needs to be done with the heart. Logic is great. I think that it should be part of everything. However, this reading, for healing purposes, is saying, yes, you can look at logic, but please, for the love of God, look at your heart. What does your heart want in this? The choice is yours, but they're going to clear the air, and you get to make that choice with a clear head. Got some good news and some bad news. Well, it's not bad. It's overwhelming, but come on. So, honestly, is it good news? Oh, let's just talk about this. All right, so yeah, mini read, what's up? They're ready. They're ready to move on from the past. They're over the past. They're over the karmic situation. Great. They're a mess. They haven't mastered themselves. They are lacking discipline. They're lacking structure. They're broken. This person is broken, and they are broken, and they are finally over it. And it's like the person who just was the last one to cross the finish line, and I'm not giving them any guff, because it was like they did whatever it took to get over that line. They look like they're on the verge of death. They need water. They need an ambulance, really, is what they need. And they see that you're not letting in squat. You're not going to be taken for a ride again. You can't trust them, and they know that you can't trust them, but they're giving like a Hail Mary going on here. This is a Hail Mary, and like I feel like I'm dropping like this. They're hoping that they can have a new start with you, and that you aren't going to run this time. Can you get that one? They hope that you're not going to run. They hope that you're, follow the ball. They hope that you're not going to run. What the heck? This is somebody who ran before, who is outrunning themselves in their life. They're coming back completely broken, with just complete sense of just broken. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at anybody. But they know that you don't trust them for squat, and that you have every reason to never trust them again. But they're just hoping with any possibility, with a shred of light in the world, that you are somehow going to not run away from them, that you are going to see them for who they really are and who they hope to be, and that they're doing everything that they can to rise above this. This is going to be a long road to recovery if you do choose this. Nobody would blame you, that's the thing. So if you choose to stick this out, if it's not abusive or toxic or illegal, let's see. You guys work so well together. So much truth is coming out of this. So much pain, how you both have grown. All of that's coming out. You guys will, if you choose to, you will recover it. It's actually going to happen fast, and it's going to be clear, honest. It's going to be stressful, but you're more than up to the challenge. You are so beautiful and empowered. This is going to come through time. But once you say, if you say yes, then it's going to happen soon. Shadow work coming up. I know, don't you love it? Isn't it like a buffet? You can't get enough of it. This is either letting go. You don't know if this is about happiness. It's so intense. It's a rite of passage. It makes you want to lose your mind. There's a huge confession that is underway, and I think that this is going to take some time, and it took some time for actually whatever this shadow work is to come up right now. I think why whoever this is involving hasn't healed is because they tried desperately, God, underline that word a few billion times, desperately tried to avoid disaster. They thought that if they put enough into it, that all would be well in Wonderland, wouldn't it? No. Too much reflection of the past. The very thing that they were trying so hard not to look at, they could not stop staring at it. It's like they were blinded by the sun. And now you can't look away. They can't look away from it. It is completely ingrained onto their mind. Ingrained into their mind, yeah. So there's a lot with this. There's a lot to unpack. horribly insecure. A lot of repressed memory is going to be coming out. Why do we have the Nine of Cups? Why is this wish fulfillment? Ooh. It's very humbling, I'll tell you that. Whoever this is involving, they see it as failure and they are being humbled. Somehow this affects you. So a lot of repressed memory and issues that are coming up, and this is their key to freedom. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna feel like failure. It's gonna feel like it's being stopped dead in their tracks. Huge smack of reality. And I wanna say a fresh backhand on that one. Oh my God. So this is incredibly emotionally controlled. They are able to handle it now, and they have a very important decision that they have to make with this. So we're gonna look and see what that is. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much more than you realize. All right, swift kick. Ooh, we got the Lovers. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The choice is yours, and I see that this is going to ease up. So the pain is going to be something that is cut through with not only just looking at your choices and your options, but also having the compassion and the support that's around you with this. I do feel like you have to pick and choose what you're going to involve yourself in at a timely manner, because there's a lot of stress that needs to be resolved. But somebody is there getting you through this. Somebody who loves you unconditionally. Unconditional love is going to give you the compassion and the push through to get through this. Yeah. So if you are stumbling your way across this, chances are you've been feeling kind of lost, feeling abandoned even. Whether it's relevant or if it's past shadow work, it's time for you to actually look at this for what it is. It feels like it's completely filled with grief. But I also see like your effort, your desire to actually move beyond this. I want to look at this feeling of imbalance and abandon and just flipping loneliness, for God's sakes. What about it? High Priestess. Man, you did not hold back, did you? You didn't. You're this beautiful caregiver. And it's like nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. It's completely taken for granted. You put a lot into this, and it always felt like it was some sort of business transaction. Like you always had to make up for something. That hurts. That's where this need for validation or to know that you're not being abandoned comes in. All right, so let's look at this Ace of Swords and rising above the problem. All right, because I see you going through a rebirth. I see you confident. I see you empowered. I see that you are this force to be reckoned with. But what is this? Okay. You kind of jumped the broom on this one, didn't you? Or, yeah, well, jumping the broom, that's involving marriage, isn't it? I see it as more as like taking a leap. You did kind of take a leap. Thing is, it was impulsive. And it feels like you knew this was going to be impulsive. You knew it was going to screw up something. But you want to know what? This was about to... Whatever this screwed up, I think that it kind of deconstructed every illusion that this was involving. And this was every illusion about yourself, what these connections were in your life. And I think that you just surrendered to the suck of it. So now it's like, okay, now what? I see that you got your spark back. I see that you're confident. I see that you come charging in. I see that you're free. You're honest, you're truthful, you are forward moving, you're incredible. You are seriously a force to be reckoned with. And I just dropped a card, which it was Temperance, a long journey. I love it. Long journey, soul-bound connections coming into play, the light at the end of the tunnel, the sun shining upon your face. You are looking up. And let's see, the final card for this is going to be... Hold on. These cards are making an appearance again. Well, whatever. Okay, so you want to know what? You're a total boss babe who's structured and got their head on the shoulders perfectly. So what I see here is faith restoration, and I think somebody really learning their own individual role in life. I don't feel like it's anything that they need to act for. I think that it's actually them stepping into the protagonist field. I see this crazy awesome new exciting beginning that is happening from them that they will be committed to. So this is an active choice on a daily basis for whoever this is involving. But also in this, they're going to have to get over this fear that everything that happens that is good is going to somehow disappear. They feel like life has somehow abandoned them. They have a lot of fulfillment coming in, and that is something that they are willing to put the investment on. Something about this is incredibly grounding. It's structured, it's secure. There is a strong sense of security around this. And I see the real potential for growth the more that they let go of, I think, the feeling of life and abandoning them. I think that they realize being stuck in that mindset has kept them repeatedly learning lessons and stopped them from receiving this cup that was overflowing, this sense of peace that was overflowing. And I do feel like they've been caught in the fog for quite some time. I think they've been putting off change for God knows how long. So let's see. Actually, I want to shuffle these back in. So we're going to do that and see what this is leading either you or who this is for to. Alright, so what is this leading either the viewer to or whoever stumbles across this really? Yeah, we have the Page of Wands. And High Priestess keeps showing up. So let's see. I see that you're going to be more relaxed in facing whatever your shadows are. And I feel like you're going to let yourself really experience a wide range of emotion. This is all building a huge level of confidence in you. Did a card just fly? No, I did not. Ooh, confidence. Standing up for yourself against really manipulative and domineering energies in your life with the grace of, it feels very maternal caregiving, and I think coddling and reassurance. I see a lot of reassurance being established in this where you may have felt like a failure. So whatever hang-ups that you have had from the past, what's this one? The feeling of reassurance and that constant coddle and that mindfulness being brought to your personal awareness is really going to allow for you to resolve the past and also start to see it for the absolute crap show that has occurred in that time frame that you are no longer part of. So this is all building for you. Congrats. So what I'm seeing right here is somebody not believing that they are ready, but fully ready. And I think that this is very slow moving energy. It feels actually almost stuck. This is somebody who really wants to actually start to feel like they're coming back to life again and feel like their life is moving and actually try a new adventure with this. I think that they so desperately want to drop the baggage. I think that they want to really start to stand up for themselves. I think that they have been going through a really crazy awakening and there's a lot of hope for their future, but there's still something that has kept them stuck. They can't just bypass it. That's the thing. It's taking so long to heal from. It's like they want to just be done, but they can't just be done. So what this is involving is love that has been lost or relationships that have been lost. This has left them feeling completely abandoned, and what I see here is them yearning for a sense of nurturing. This person is really blossoming, and it looks like they've made some sort of a choice, and they have been incredibly focused, but they're not working on themselves. All right, so what's the advice for this for whoever has been broken? Okay, so what are these two? Stop trying to force it and admit that you need help and that you feel like you have somehow failed and that you are holding yourself back. So it feels like a major sense of loss. I feel like this in an earthly matter, but also that this is going to be, and even admitting that and admitting how broken this energy is, I see that this is going to be starting to look up. So then we have the brokenness is not done yet. I think that whoever this is involving is going to start to pick up the pieces and really actually start to discover how many pieces were everywhere. We're talking even shards of brokenness. What fills in the cracks when we start to put the pieces back together. So, if this is you or somebody who you know, what is going to be the likely result? All right. Some things just won't be able to be repaired fully, and there's no need to lie about it. I see the confidence coming through. I see the High Priestess coming through, all magical, all knowing about this. Take your broken pieces and move forward with those broken pieces and act like they are not a burden, because they're not a burden, and this is going to help you start a cycle. You're going to heal through time as you work with it.